Hello, and welcome everyone to the last installment of my three-part training for how to get rid of that mommy or belly pooch. Um, this will be the last video. So recap, if you haven't seen the previous two videos, the first video I talked about last Monday was all about this type of belly fat called visceral fat and how it could be a different type of fat, and that's probably what you're having, and that's why you can't get rid of it. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch it. You need to understand why this type of fat is really dangerous and why you should do something to get rid of it. And it's not all about the waistline at all either. It's more on your overall health as well. And video number 2, which I presented yesterday, so we talked about the hidden reasons why women basically struggle with this type of fat, and I wanted to show you, and I discussed with you a lot of misconceptions and what most people are doing wrong. So before I dive into the last video where I present the solution or what you can do to tackle this belly fat, let me know if you are here live. If you are here live, please type or say live in the comments. Say hi to me. Let me know if you're hearing me well. And say me if you've also seen parts 1 and 2 of this training series. So if you missed any of the videos as well, let me know which video you missed so I can tag you on that one. Is it the video number 1 or video number 2? And I'll definitely drop the links here, or I can tag you directly to that video. Okay, so today, let's dive into this. We're going to go over the 3 keys to removing the belly fat and what you can do about it, okay? So before anything else, let me introduce myself first and foremost. For all of you guys who don't know me, my name is Carla, and I'm an engineer by profession. I'm a mom of 3, I'm a wife, and I'm a student. I'm always a student. I'm a student of life. I always try to learn so many things. I always enroll in courses. I just like to learn, okay? It's a never-ending learning journey for me. So also on top of that, I have also been a fitness nut for the longest time, for as long as I can remember. I love exercising and taking care of my body. It's just my passion, and that's just what I do. Now, hi Susan. Oh, Susan's here. Thanks for joining me live. So now I was never really on the extreme side, okay? I'm not obese. I'm not too overweight. I didn't really need to lose that much weight, but there's always the last few pounds that I needed to work on. And I had this stubborn belly as well. As I've discussed in my previous videos, I've had 3 kids, and that was one thing that I was really, really struggling with. So as a health enthusiast, I became really obsessed with exercising. I loved every minute of it, and I was exercising a lot because I was obsessed. Like what I said, this was a long time ago, okay, when I didn't know much about fitness, okay? Don't get me wrong, I don't do that anymore. I also thought back then that the more work you put in, the more calories you burned and the more weight loss, as I discussed in yesterday's video. But for some reason, the belly was just the stubborn one, the last one to go. It didn't budge at all. So after doing my research, I finally ended up working with some coaches. I got everything to the T. Okay, the workouts, the nutrition, and nothing was going on, and I was so frustrated. I was venting to them, and then finally, after observing and learning everything on how my body responds, we discovered that I have been doing too much, basically. So after they've evaluated me and my background and everything, I've been doing too much. So have you guys ever heard of that phrase, too much of anything is bad for you? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, this is really true, even on something as good as exercise. We think exercise is really good for your body and that you couldn't do too much of it. That's really a major misconception right there. So going back to yesterday's video, I talked about how too much exercise is actually detrimental to reducing belly fat. Do you remember that? If any of you guys watched yesterday's video. So today I'm going to tell you and explain to you why that's happening and why that's the case. Now, remember my intro, I said I was an engineer, I'm a fitness coach, an enthusiast, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a student, and much more. You know, imagine all the stress that I'm going through, the stress that my body is going through. And I believe all of you moms out there can relate. We all wear multiple hats, we all multi-passionate, we do so many things, right? If you're a mom and you can relate to what I'm saying, raise your hand. If you have so much stuff on your plate right now, raise your hand and drop the word busy below. So I definitely know I'm not the only one, okay? If your title is a mom, you're definitely busy for sure. And that's really what's happening here. So you have all these things on your plate, right? All the types of stress that goes into your body and your life, and then add on that physical exercise. And you're really creating a lot of stress for your mind, not just for your mind, also for your body. So when you're under this certain stress, your body releases this type of hormone, and it's called cortisol. So Susan said extremely busy. Yeah, you added the word extremely. I believe you, Susan. I'm not going to argue that. So let me know if you've heard of this hormone cortisol. Drop the word cortisol below. And it's also known as a stress hormone. So we have like different stressors in life, like what I mentioned earlier, right? There's the work stress. Your annoying coworker, maybe you're pressing deadlines and schedules that you're trying to meet. You're demanding boss, or you can even have a jerk boss. And you have when you go home, you know, you think you're just gonna relax, fine, but you know that's not true. There's also the family stress. You could have your kids demanding your time, demanding your attention, caregiving, you know, house chores that needs to be done. Very demanding husband, maybe. Or maybe, I mean, sadly, unfortunately, some of us are going through a lot of relationship struggles, maybe divorce and stuff. All of those things going on in the lady's life. And then you top that off with a physical stressor like exercise. If you're doing too much, if you're busting your ass off at the gym like I was before, that is just a lot of stress. I mean, just talking about it is stressing me out right now, to be honest with you guys. And let me go back to that stress hormone called cortisol. This hormone causes fat cells to mature more quickly, and it encourages the body to store more fat, and specifically more around the internal organs, the type of fat, you know, that I was talking about in the first video, which is the visceral fat. And it's just their body's way, it's just its defense mechanism. It's its body's way to defend itself and to survive, is to store more fat in reaction to that increase of cortisol. So the solution to that is you gotta have a control of your cortisol. You know, what I did when I worked with my coach and we found out that I was doing a little bit too much, I definitely worked on calming myself down, you know, while facing the stressors at work and at home. I practiced some meditation, deep breathing, whatever I can do to calm my head. And in terms of the exercise regimen, you know, I calmed the hell down from doubling workouts and hits. If you watched yesterday's video, I discussed how I doubled up on the workouts twice a day, 6 to 7 times a week. I was just so aggressive, thinking I was gonna get to my goals as fast as I can, but I was just killing myself, literally. So just the right amount of exercise without increasing cortisol that much. That's what needs to happen. And then my second point, remember my story yesterday about that diet soda addiction? So how my body was reacting to sugar alcohols, and which are found in a lot of diet foods, basically. So I developed that addiction with Diet Coke. and it was causing this bloating in my tummy. And what I want you to do, if that's happening to you, if you experience bloating too much, you observe what types of food gives you this same reaction. What is definitely causing your bloating? So when you're experiencing bloating, it can be a way really of your body saying, hey, hello, knock knock, there's something going on here, there's something wrong here. So there might be some inflammation going on in your body, right? So, and similar to cortisol, if a body recognizes this inflammation, and if there is some inflammation going on inside, which is another form of stress, you're putting your body through, right, internally. So, and again, as a defense mechanism, the side effect of it would be storage of fat. Okay, so how do you reduce the bloating? You know, it'll be different from different individuals. Really, mine was that diet food, like anything with sugar, alcohol, is causing that reaction, and it's going to be different for different individuals. So I can really give you a list of things to avoid that usually causes these bloating. There's a lot of I have a list that meets the category that you could probably reduce from your diet, but I can assure you it's going to be different from each individuals. And you have to figure out how your body reacts to certain types of food. You know, some people can react to certain types of allergens, some people can react to gluten, you can have lactose intolerances, you know, all those type of things, and you just gotta have to figure that out by yourself. So you see how in this situation you can really be eating healthy, you know, quote unquote healthy, but still it could be reacting, even your body could be reacting even with the healthiest types of food, you know, that's causing your body to bloat or get inflamed. Therefore it leads to more stress, and then cortisol, and then belly stores the fat. Okay, I'm just curious, has anyone am I still? Oh no. Susan, are you still there? I don't think I'm live anymore. Oh crap. Yikes. Oh, I think I am. Oh, for some reason it's not showing on my screen. Okay, I'm just gonna continue this if something happens. I don't see your comments and stuff. It stopped, my screen froze, and then I don't even see myself. Oh man, I'm just gonna continue. If it doesn't, I come back and the video's cut off. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do it again. But I'm just gonna finish this off. Based on my phone, I'm still live. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna continue this. Okay. Now I don't know where I left off. You're good. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you, you're still here. Thanks for letting me know. Oh my gosh, technology sucks sometimes. Okay, has anyone experienced this phenomenon before that I'm talking about, the type of food that gives you this reaction? Of course, bloating, right? If you have any types of food that's giving you this sensitive reaction inside, let us know. Share with us what types of food is giving you that struggle. And okay, let's go on to my third and last point. So we're all different individuals, right? With different genetic makeups. We react differently, our body reacts differently. A fitness nutrition or a nutrition program that worked for like someone else, for a celebrity that was probably paid to say that it works, you know, from that infomercial that we see every midnight, might not really work for another person. Okay, I just want you to keep in mind. There's no one size fits all. Just because it worked for your neighbor Karen doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, right? And then top that off with aging. You know, what worked for you in your 20s might not be the same in your 30s or your late 30s, your 40s, and so on. And as we go older, we go through a lot of hormonal changes. You know, as women, it's just a curse with all these differences between all of us. You know, what works for one person doesn't mean it will work for me or for you, you know. So that reminds me of a story when I have this very close friend before. She was into fitness too, and we would share workout routines. We would share meal plans, even if it was customized for her or for me. But on the other hand, I just wanted to paint this picture for you. Okay, she was different in size. Where she's way much taller than me. She had different goals. She's different age. She's a little bit older than I am. So what was working for me wasn't really working for her, obviously. And then back then at that time, we were so clueless. And she's like, what? I was following everything. I was following the plan you gave me, and I'm not getting the results that I want. So same thing now, you know, as we all get older, what was working for me in my early 20s will definitely not be working for me now in my mid 30s. So the takeaway here at this third point that I'm trying to make is there's no one size fits all solution, okay? We're all unique individuals with different genetic makeup, different response, different goals, different needs. And, you know, what's gonna work for Susan probably might not work for me. And what works for me is definitely not going to work for Susan. I mean, you're lucky if you do. So I just want to do this recap before I end this video. The things you can do to maybe deal with whatever it is that's holding your back, well, why it's so hard to get rid of that stubborn belly fat is you can, number one, control the cortisol, control the stress levels in your body, do something about it. Make sure you calm down, you know, ease off on those workouts. Spending hours and hours on the treadmill is not going to be good for you. It's actually going to reverse everything that you're trying to work hard for. The second one is finding the right foods that you thrive from. Doesn't mean if one is labeled as a healthy food, doesn't mean it's going to give you that results as well, or your body's not going to react to it. Oats, for example, I eat oats every day. For some people, their body react differently. And then I drink milk for my sister. She's lactose intolerant and her body is just not taking it. She's always having this bloat and gaseous reaction in her midsection, okay? And then the third one is balancing your hormones. And at the same time, there's no one size fits all, okay? Your body is unique. You are what you have, and you're not doing anything wrong, just to put it out there. You just basically don't have the right plan that's working for you, and you need to find that right plan that is definitely tailored for you. So, you know, it solves all your problems and it gets you to your goals as quickly as possible. So hope what I'm saying here makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if you learned something from the videos, the training that I did, if you find this helpful, or if you just want a bit more of guidance, you know, because I have a full plan on how to attack this issue of stubborn belly, and that goes through all the things that I talked about. There's so much more deeper stuff that needs to get worked on in order to get rid of that issue that we're all having. And not just the belly, just the overall, you know, if you're trying to lose weight and stuff, that plan goes through it. So comment me below if you like this video. Let me know if you're interested in how this full plan looks like, and I'll reach out to you so we can find out more what's going on with your body and see how I can offer support and maybe plan out what your next steps are. You know, again, please like this video, share to anyone who you think will benefit from it, reach out to me, DM me, ask me questions that you may have, or comment them below the video. And make sure you watch the previous videos and share and like as well. So I hope you enjoyed the 3-day training. There was a little bit of a glitch back there, but no, I'm gonna finish this, and I hope it's going to publish the replay on my feed. Okay, I enjoyed interacting with all of you guys, anyone that commented and participated. I really appreciate you and hope you learned something from this. So I'm gonna peace out. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.